Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be showing you my favorite way to clean my makeup brushes. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to film this, but I just wanted to run you through kind of my process and a few tips and tricks. So first of all, I'll show you everything that I'm going to use. First, I have all my dirty brushes here that I use throughout the week. I keep kind of my everyday brushes in this one little jar, and these are the ones that I use most often every single day. So then at the end of the week, I just kind of grab this jar and wash all of these so that they're ready to go. And then the next thing is I have this Sigma Spa Glove, and mine's really stained and dirty. If anyone knows how to clean that off, let me know. But this is really nice because of the different little like ridges on there that you can use to clean your makeup brushes. Not a necessity though. For a long time before I had that, I would just rub my brushes in the like palm and fingers of my hand to kind of lather them up with the soap, and it was totally fine. But that really does help deep clean them. And then finally for the soap, I use this Dr. Bronner's 18-in-1 Hemp Baby Unscented Pure Castile soap. Everyone kind of knows this Dr. Bronner's Castile soap. I use this baby unscented one for my makeup brushes just because I don't want to mess with any fragrance or different like things like that with my makeup brushes, because it's just gonna go on my face, on my skin, and personally I have really sensitive skin, so I just kind of like to use the unscented one, but they have a bunch of different scents if you want to do that. But this is really cheap, or I guess inexpensive for this huge bottle. I've been using this for literally forever to wash my makeup brushes, and I'm just about to hit halfway. I think I've had this for like years and years. I've had this, and I'm still hardly making a dent, so a little bit goes a long way. And then finally, I just have an old washcloth here that I'm just going to lay my brushes on to dry. And before I get started washing them, I just wanted to share a couple tips and tricks that I've learned throughout the years on how to wash my brushes. The first thing is, when you're holding your brush under the tap, always hold it downwards, never upwards, so that the water is going like into the brush like this, because the more water that gets into the barrel of the brush, the more kind of bristles you're gonna lose. And if your brushes are shedding a lot, that could be one reason. So make sure you're holding it downwards so that not a whole lot of water is getting into the barrel of the brush and causing the kind of glue to become unstuck and for all those bristles to come loose. I find that that makes a huge difference. And then also while you're drying them, I don't put them back in the jar and dry them standing up. I lay them down on my washcloth and leave them sitting out on the counter overnight so that they have time to dry. They do sell those fancy things where you can dry your brushes upside down. That's great too. I just don't have one, so I just use mine laying down. Again, just to ensure that not too much water gets into the barrel of the brush, because a lot of the times it will make the bristles loose, or if you have a brush that looks more like this, the cap of your brush can come off of the rest of like the wooden part of the brush, and that's a disaster as well. So you want to prevent all that, and just make sure you hold your brushes downwards and don't get too much water in there. Another thing that helps prevent bristles from falling out along with not letting the water go in like that is not soaking them. I see a lot of brush cleaning videos where people stick their brush into like a cup of water and soap and swirl it around in there. Again, submerging your brush into water like that is just really going to get a lot of water up into the barrel of the brush, again, which can be a bad thing. So I like to run mine under the tap and then just kind of use it on my brush with no water on it, and then lather it with the soap and then rinse it off, again still pointing the brush down. Okay, I'm out of breath. I feel like I talked a lot and it was unnecessary, so I'm just gonna start washing my brushes, and hopefully you guys will be able to see my process a little bit, and then I'll catch you guys at the end of the video. Okay, so it's been a few minutes and now I am done washing all my makeup brushes, so they're all nice and wet and clean. And I just wanted to say, if you saw it in the previous clip where I was actually washing them, I forgot to mention a couple things. One, that mitt has two sides, one for face brushes and one for eye brushes, which is really nice, but again, not necessary. You can just use your hand. And another thing is I mentioned not just submerging your brush in water. I know a lot of people like to do that just because it saves water while brushing them, and that is a really great thing to do. I do turn the tap off while I'm brushing them just to conserve water, because it is kind of a lot of waste. But again, like I said, I find that I would have to be throwing away brushes that are like no longer usable if I just submerge them in water and the glue comes loose and all the bristles start falling out. So for me, it's kind of a toss-up. If you're really into conserving water, you can just dump them in like a cup of water and soap and swirl it around and do it that way. But for me, I find that this way is also a lot like cleaner and keeps like all your brushes from getting cross-contaminated, and also just preserves the brush longer. So here they all are on my little janky dirty washcloth that I use for this. They're all really wet still, so what I do is I tend to kind of use the corner of the washcloth like that and just kind of press out any excess water just so that they dry quicker. This also helps kind of maintain their shape if you kind of like reshape them back into how they're supposed to look. Personally, I don't get too rough with mine, so they're not too misshapen after I wash them, but you do just kind of want to press them and kind of get any excess water out. All right, and there is all my clean brushes laid out. They're just going to sit overnight. I find that usually within a day and a half, they're completely dry. Like today is a Sunday, and I'm probably gonna need to use these tomorrow on Monday morning. And they might not be dry in time, but it is pretty warm today, so hopefully they dry quickly enough. I realize you didn't need to be looking at the brushes to hear my speech, but what I typically do, my routine is I use my brushes all week. I use them on Saturday, and then on Saturday I wash them, and then on Sunday I typically have a no makeup day. So they'll have all of Sunday, Saturday night and Sunday, and then Sunday night to dry, and then usually by Monday they're good to go. So this weekend I waited a little longer because I had a no makeup day on Saturday, and now today's Sunday and I put makeup on. So my routine was a little switched up, but typically that's what I do just to give them enough time to dry, because I do have other brushes I can use, but a lot of my favorites are over there and I just like want to use them, so I try to wash them regularly and have them ready for the week ahead. Anyways, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing my brush care 101 and some of my tips and tricks and the products that I love to use to wash my makeup brushes. It's nothing fancy, really simple. I do try to wash my brushes once a week. I find that it really helps like keep my skin clear and helps the makeup apply better, honestly, when your brush isn't like overcaked already with product. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful or interesting. Leave me any comments down below of any videos that you would like me to film next, but I am still uploading 2 days a week on Monday and Thursday, so please subscribe if you haven't already so that you don't miss my next video, and thank you so much for watching.